Okay. Did you get a notice that it's recording?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And I hit got it.
Okay. All right. So guys, Rebecca Kahak with Fears, and I'm here with somebody who's super, super near and dear to my heart. She is actually my niece. So Michelle, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Michelle McKinney. Yep, I'm a nurse, probably about 5 years now, and married, 3 boys and a dog.
Jesse, love it. Okay, so Michelle, who is your inspiration and why?
Oh, well, I know this might sound kind of funny, but it is Cody. It's my husband.
Okay.
Yep, because
And
he has pushed me, like, yeah. Make sure I was getting everything done, and anyways, he's like, you really need to finish school. You need to go to school. He put me through school, and he said, I really want you to have something so that if anything ever happened to him, I wouldn't have to worry about depending on another man. He's like, I know that sounds, and he's right. I mean, that was right.
It's right.
So,
it's right.
And he pushed me. We made it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I think what's universal about what you just said is that everybody needs somebody in their corner. Everybody needs somebody who's both their champion, but also somebody who's going to hold you accountable.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that's right. He was the backbone through all of it. And he held down the household and me, and made dinner, ran Luke everywhere. Anyways, he took care of a lot while I was at school, and then come home and study.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So what was your road to nursing like? And again, because you're my niece, I sort of know your backstory. So let's start all the way back to you being in high school and you were 14 years old.
Oh gosh. 14. Yep. Pregnant. So ended up being a single mom. And then if I didn't learn my lesson the first time, I got pregnant again at 17. And then that was that. And so I went ahead and quit school and ended up getting my GED. No, I ended up being a certified nursing assistant, or an aide, a certified nursing aide. And being in the nursing home, I wanted to be a medication aide because you could pass medication in the nursing home. And was sitting in class, got pretty far along. And they came and got me out of class, and they were like, I'm so sorry, you don't have a diploma or a GED. We let you get this far. And so I was so embarrassed. And that's what did it for me. I was like, that was it. I went right away, and like in that weekend, got a big book from the library at the college, took it home and took my test on a Monday, and I had my GED. And that was just the start. Yeah.
Okay. So then what possibilities opened up for you after your GED?
Oh gosh. After that, it just pushed me to know, after that, it was just, I wanted to be more, do more. I wanted to more than just be a medication aide or a certified nursing assistant. I knew I didn't want to do that forever. Yeah. But, it just pushed me.
Once you got into the field, you had access to more people who were doing more things, and you could then see yourself moving into those roles.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Because you want to be there, and you look when you're around certain nurses or who are passionate, you want to be them. You want to do what they're doing. And it just turns out I've always been in the nursing home. I mean, and even now with me, they're like, Michelle, I have 9 months to bridge over to my RN, and they're, I get, well, when you do, are you going to stay here in a nursing home? I mean, yes, that's where I see myself. That is a calling for me.
Absolutely.
To be there. And a lot of them, they won't stay. So, but.
I think the two big messages out of what you just shared with us is, number one, representation matters. When you see somebody else doing it, it makes it possible for yourself. And then number two is people were modeling the right behavior for you. So they were showing you that they were passionate. They were showing you, that sure thing, the road there might be hard, but you can do this. And I think that that's important, that we, who are now in a place where other people are looking at us, that we are showing them that, it's possible. We're going to show you all the good things about it too. Like, it might be a hard road, but there's plenty of good stuff with it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. So then you started going to nursing school. And I remember you telling me once that you even delayed getting married to Cody because they had specific programs that were for single moms. So talk to us a little bit about that.
They did. They had grants that at a junior college that you would be able to basically receive your associates. At the time, it was my associate's degree. And it was like a single mom with 3 boys. They were still, even the older boys were still at home. And so that's what I had to do. And we had to delay putting that off, getting married.
Yeah.
And
so you took full advantage of that program. Yeah.
Yes. And it did. And it paid for everything.
How
but
would
it was,
somebody, if somebody is looking to find grants and things like that, what resource do you recommend they go to? Or is there someone?
Gosh. So through the college, the junior college, they had you have a what is it? It's the counseling
like a guidance counselor.
Yes, advisor that helps you pick your classes out, and they give you a list. It's like almost a booklet of everything that you can do besides the FAFSA. Apply for that. You can write even papers. You can write papers to get certain scholarships, and just like telling your story, or they'll give you a topic and you can write that. And anyways, I thought that was kind of cool that they offer, because people really do donate their money for kids, for grants or scholarships. And anyways, that's where I got the majority of my information from.
Excellent. And then, so you did at the junior college, you did like an associate's degree, and then you went on to like a full-blown nursing school. What was that experience like?
Oh gosh, jumping through fiery hoops. That's exactly. They want to see how strong you are. They want to know, what are you going to give up? And there is times it's tough, especially being at home. Just a mom and a wife, and making it all work, because your studying doesn't stop when you come home, or being a mom doesn't stop. When you go to school, it's like it was a lot of work, a lot of tears shed. Yeah, sacrifice, discipline, consistency, just wanting to be better. I don't want to just get by with, even me trying my hardest, it was never an A. And I think that was tough.
Yeah. Sometimes that feeling of, job well done has to come from within. And it's not necessarily somebody handing you out, that was like, oh, that was amazing of you. Like, sometimes you really do just have to know that, like, I did my best, but I still did it. It may have not been the prettiest finish, and that was me in college as well, right? It was like, I did not have a great GPA. But I got out of there without any school debt, and I got that diploma just like everybody else did that walked that stage. So it was like, in my mind, it was like, job well done.
Yes.
So right. Exactly. So okay, so then you graduate from your nursing program, and then you get started in like the official nursing field. What was that experience then like for you?
Oh gosh, it was tough getting hired, because a couple of things. If you don't have any experience, they're not going to hire you. So I followed during my clinicals a couple of preceptors that would write kind of a letter of recommendation first to help me get started. And I remember my first job getting hired. That was tough. I remember a nursing home that was just fairly built. and everyone after graduation ran over there, and nobody got hired. And I was like, oh gosh, they were coming out like, kind of forget it. And then I went in, and she was tough. And it was our director of nursing at that facility. And she was tough. And she gave the interview. And I remember just walking out, and Cody said, how do you feel about it? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't get the job. I didn't get it, just blew it, just thought I blew it. He's like, you got it. And she gave me a chance out of everyone. I don't know what, I still to this day, I'm like, I don't know what I said or did any different, but she put me on a skilled nursing floor, which broken hips, fractures, fresh knee replacements, hip replacements, which normally you go to a long-term care hall. And I thought that was, I felt pretty good about it. And that was a lot. I learned a lot, the most I could learn right away.
Well, you know what? I'm forever grateful that she gave you that shot, and
Thank you.
I know you don't waste that. That you look for that's something in others. So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So what's the best feedback that you've ever received? It could be from a patient or a teacher or a superior. What's the best feedback that you've ever received?
Oh gosh. Well, a couple of things. Well, a lot of either students, because students still follow or shadow whenever they're going through their clinicals. They'll shadow me. Some of the other nurses will turn them away because it slows them down. And I've never been that person. Which is true. They will slow you down, but I just remember being in their shoes at one point. And even the patients' families, they say, thank you. They will stop, and they even now and come and thank me every time. Like, I can tell you care. Thank you so much. You've been the nicest one here. Thank you for teaching us. I think it's a lot of that, that helps me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's incredibly validating. What would you say are the top 3 characteristics of a good nursing candidate?
Oh gosh. Well, for one, their integrity.
Okay.
At the end of the day, they need to be doing the right thing, period. I mean, be compassionate.
Empathetic. Yep.
Or yep. Yes. And just, oh gosh. Yeah. Humbled.
Yeah.
It's
a tough field. That there's just
there's
no other way to think about that. That is just an incredibly tough field. So yeah.
Most definitely. Especially with the elderly. They are,
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about COVID and how challenging that must have been over the last few years.
That was tough. It was a very tough time. You had nurses who did not want to work the floor at all. They didn't want to work the COVID unit. Don't put them on there. That's tough because we didn't sign up. I mean, there's other diseases out there besides COVID, that we work around every day. And so that was tough. It was sad. Sometimes it was happy. I mean, people who recovered, but it was very long days, stressful. And then sometimes even, like I said, disappointed in your own nurses who would work the COVID unit, but wanted a certain amount of money. They look for the most money where they can make the most money. I think that was a lot too. You really start to see people.
So what happened when they were sort of, turning away what was being offered? All of the work then sort of falls onto the shoulders of those who are left standing.
Yeah. You had a hall by yourself. You might have a one like CNA that would work with you. So you and her were both changing people. I mean, we had up to 30 people one at one point, the one nurse, and they were sick, very, very, very sick. And there wasn't one worse than the other. I mean, it was hard. That was tough to put so much stress because it was longer than 12 hours. Sometimes it went into 16 hours. And you're trying to keep these people, they're trying to keep them alive. That's tough. And their families couldn't see them.
Oh
So
my
they're
gosh.
calling, thinking the worst, which, yeah, it was. And a lot of times I'd use my phone, we'd do FaceTime. But for the ones who stuck it out, we would go down, we would have to change them together. Things that people think that, oh, you're a nurse and you're not going to touch or be cleaning bottoms, but you are. You're never above that. So a lot of them won't, and they didn't, and it made it tough on us. And it was very long days coming home. Cody would say I gave all my my compassion, all my niceness was used up at work, and I came home and it was gone.
I've never been told that.
Which is, I know, it's so sad because it probably is very true.
Yeah.
But long days. Mhm.
Absolutely. Okay. So for somebody who is who's thinking that they might be wanting to enter into the nursing field, what kind of advice would you give them to help them get started to get on the right path?
Oh gosh. Well, one, always be sure this is what you want to do. You're going to find out real quick when your clinicals what it's like. And a lot of them want to pass in the first semester not being a CNA. Like the CNAs, they give showers, they feed the residents, they clean their bottoms. They don't want to do that part of it. And that's the very first step. And you will always be that person. You will the nurse, me as a nurse on the floor. I help my girls. Like I want to always offer my assistance to them. I'm never above helping them ever. And so just remember where you came from and just show, be compassionate. Mm-hmm. So because it's going to take a support system.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So lots of programs you mentioned, grants, you mentioned scholarships, and and then there were just tons of people along the way that sort of set you in the right path.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is there any one website that you know of that would be a good resource that we could direct people to?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Okay, we'll find one and we'll put it in our link.
Okay, I know. I wish I could. Besides, I've always used FAFSA, which is where you would have to go and.
Yep.
But I can't think of another one.
Yeah.
Right off.
Okay. No, I think that's a good one. I think that's a good one, regardless of what field that you want to go in. I think there's there's gonna be tons of resources there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Any other, so again, we've selected you for our June Everyday Superhero. Any other, sort of words of encouragement you want to leave, our fierce community with?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Well, thank y'all. Well, for one, thank y'all for taking the time to hear my story.
But it's very special. It's a great story. I mean, you literally quit high school because you had, 2 babies, and now you're a nurse who's managing other nurses. I mean, that's not everybody's story. That's incredible, and people should know that where your starting line doesn't matter.
That's right. That's exactly right. They come. Yes. We have when the girls come in, we tell them all the time. Even the CNAs, when you see that they're good CNAs, I'm okay. When are you going to start nursing school? Okay. When you say that they have compassion, okay. When are you going to do this? There's never going to be a perfect time. So let's, start looking. You need to go here. You need to go to TCC, whatever's nearby. Start looking, start applying. But sometimes I feel like it takes that little push for them to know that they can still do it. They're,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like, what I mentioned, at the top when you were talking about your inspiration, being Cody, your husband, and it's like, yes, you want somebody who's your cheerleader, but, also somebody who's holding you accountable and pushing you and encouraging you. And, yeah, they're
Yes.
just all along the way. So yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, Shelley, you know, how much I love you, girl, and I'm just so proud of you. You know, who would have ever thought,
I
you
know.
that your story would end like this? And I just, you know, I've watched you over the years, just, you know, it's step by step. It was not something that happened overnight. It was a little bit here and a little bit there. I think I remember telling you that I remember when once you told me that your goal was to be a phlebotomist, you know, which is just somebody who draws blood.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember
right.
just being so proud of you that you even had that
Uh-huh.
goal, right? It's just like, you know, and then you saw that, and then you said that there was more, and there was more, and there was more, and you just kind of kept going. And, you know, throughout the years, as we would check in with each other, you would tell me, I'm doing this program, and I'm, you know, getting my associate's degree, and, you know, just watching you, you know, cross the stage was just amazing, you know. It's just, it's amazing, it's inspiring, and I hope that your story inspires more people. And I can't wait to see what else you grow into in this field, and how many more people you're going to be able to inspire.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you. All right, Rebecca.
Okay.